deeper the tenets of mindfulness, and while we're doing these breathing exercises, sort of focus on these tenets of coming to mindfulness, because mindfulness and the mindfulness meditation practice, it's not just sort of about being still, but it's about a way of life, right? So this is a practice that you can bring into your life, not only through these sort of being still and meditation periods, but through the way you go about your day, the way, you know, you are in the present moment while you're washing the dishes, or while you're eating food, while you're interacting with other people. And studies have shown that if, you know, the more mindful people can be and bring these practices into their life, the less stress that they feel, and the less the body has these stress responses, which, you know, I always kind of relate it back to headaches and migraine, because that's what I do, and that's what, you know, what this group is about. But it helping to reduce those stress responses can both help to cope with pain, and also reduce pain itself. So when we learn to reduce the body's stress response, if we can have a little control over that, then that can help just the heightened stress response that the body is doing chemically, and hopefully that can help a little bit with pain. Not always, but I think it's a good practice to get into to see if it's helpful for you. So we're going to start out in just a comfortable seated position, and it's good to just be sitting nice and upright and feeling your spine sort of in alignment. You know, sitting up straight but not forcing it. Having your shoulders nice and broad, and then relax, not so they're kind of up like this, but really just let them relax down. And have your head just nicely balanced there. And if you can sort of make sure your feet are nice and flat on the floor and that they're feeling supported by the earth. And then hands in a comfortable position. So maybe resting on your lap, maybe folded on your lap, whatever feels good. And make sure that you're comfortable, not too cold. It's a little chilly here in San Francisco today. So I'm feeling like I'm happy to have some layers on, and just feeling comfortable. And you can go ahead and close your eyes. Sometimes that helps to be present in your body in the moment and practice that. You don't have to, but sometimes closing your eyes gently can help you bring yourself inwards and then reduce the distractions or things that might be going on around you. And there may be some noises in the background, and that's okay. Just focus on what's going on inside and go inward. And we're going to start by taking some deep breaths. And when you take a deep breath in, you don't have to force it. Just take a nice deep breath in and let it naturally come. And it's good if you can breathe into your abdomen. So your chest obviously is involved too, but let your abdomen expand, and then gently, slowly relax and let the air out. And then go ahead and breathe in through your nose. Let your belly expand. And go ahead and let that breath go. And you can keep breathing in a rhythmic fashion like that, just in and out comfortably at your own pace. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about thinking when you're breathing in and out, and when you're going about your day, things that can maybe help you feel like you're in the moment. So now we are in this moment together, taking these deep breaths, feeling the sensation of what it feels like to breathe in, have your belly fill with air, and then breathe out. And there's nothing else that you need to be doing right now. One of the tenets of mindfulness is coming to this practice, or coming to being mindful and being present in the moment with a sense of a newness, or feeling like this is something that you haven't experienced before. So even if it's something that you do all the time, we breathe every day, hundreds, thousands of times over our lifetime. Can you come at this with a curiosity and notice what it feels like when you take a deep breath, what the sensations feel like in your body when you're breathing in, what the air feels like as it's coming into your nasal passages, getting warmed there, entering your lungs and filling your body, and your belly is expanding as well as that diaphragm expands, and then letting that breath go. What does it feel like to have the air being coming out and feeling it go the other way and leave, so that you're emptying out your lungs? And thinking about when you go through your day, the things you might do 1,000, 100 times a day, getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth. If you can be in that moment, really feel like, what does it feel like now? I'm just here brushing my teeth, and being really mindful and thinking about it with a newness, going at it purposefully, not with any sort of force or pressure, but just like breathing, these are things that we do all the time. Being mindful and kind of thinking about that practice as you go through your day can help you stay in the present, and also help us stay kind of from drifting or focusing on other things that might be going on around us, things that are going on, in the news or in our environment that are particularly stressful. And it can really help us stay in the present, and manage things that maybe we have a little control over, and how we have a control over how we feel about those things. So continue taking a nice deep breath, and then let it out. And another one in, and just feel and approach it with this sense of newness. What does it feel like to breathe in, hold it for a moment, and let it go? And when you're breathing in and out, sometimes I do this too, especially if I'm in a session and there's maybe a counting or a timing to a certain breath or certain instructions, and then I feel myself either forcing something or trying to make it happen, or cats stay up with a certain number of counts, and then I'm not there, or I'm there early. But one of these the things that we learn in mindfulness is to not have judgment over what's going on in the situation. So really try and watch what's happening. Watch what's happening in your body, and and give yourself the love and respect without any judgment. So it just is the air coming in and you're observing it and then letting it go. And it's okay also to, be, if your mind is distracted by something, you're thinking about something else, you don't have to, worry about doing that. Just say, okay, I see I'm doing this. And then you can bring yourself back to being in the present moment, taking a deep breath and letting it go. And coming back to the practice of whatever it is you're doing. And in this moment, it's just focusing on the breath. And another thing that's helpful when you're taking these breaths and just focusing on your belly rising and then falling is to acknowledge where you are in this moment. So, same thing when you're brushing your teeth, when you're maybe preparing your breakfast in the morning or going for a walk. If you can just acknowledge where you are in that time and space versus sort of either thinking about things that came before or things that are coming after, just acknowledge where you are in the moment. And again, just bring it back to the breath. Taking a deep breath in at your own pace. And then letting it out. And as you're breathing in and out, something that we can work on too is just letting it be that way, not working hard or kind of striving to be a certain way, but just letting things be, not trying to get or be anywhere else than where you are. And when you are in this moment, if you're able to have this sort of sense of balance, of equalness, can you let go? Can you just be where you are and let go of expectations? Let go of maybe thinking or about other things or wanting things in your body or things in the environment to be different at this moment. Are you able to let go of those things and simply let things be the way that they are? And I can hear my child making a lot of noise in the background. I'm not sure if anyone else can, but I'm letting that go. So another thing that that I'd like everyone to think about when you're breathing in and out here, and is this something that you can carry with yourself throughout the day, is just being honest with yourself, being, self-compassionate, but also being honest with yourself about what is, and let things just be how they are in that present moment. If you acknowledge, gosh, I'm struggling with this, just sitting here and breathing in and out, and my mind is feeling busy, or I'm thinking about a lot of other things, you can be honest with yourself about that and say, okay, that's what's happening right now. And can I let that go? And just be non-judgmental with myself about that. And then bring myself back to just focusing on what it feels like to breathe in and out. And feel the breath, feel what my body's feeling like right now, and be in the present moment. And when you're able, or if you're able to be honest with yourself like that, not beating yourself up if things aren't maybe going well, or you wish things had been a certain way, or if your mind is wandering, just gently bring things back. It's really also about cultivating a sense of compassion and love towards yourself. So just like you would want to treat others, you want to go ahead and turn that love and compassion towards yourself all the time if you can, but especially when you're doing these practices, breathing in and out, to shine some of that love, which a lot of people have so much love that they give to other people and care for other people. And I think it can be a real challenge for them to be able to give that to themselves. So if you're able to just let your heart open up to yourself a little bit here, and even completely, would be fantastic. And feel that love for yourself, and that feeling of, not needing to judge yourself, a feeling of you being enough, which is being the way you are in this moment. And I'm just going to take a moment now to count some breaths, because sometimes that's helpful to focus on the breath. But again, without judgment. And if you need to go at a different timing or a different pace, if that feels better or right for you, that's okay. But we're going to do a couple of slow, deep breaths. Count to 5. Hold the breath, and then gently let it go. And the purpose is really because sometimes doing that helps to reduce distractions and helps to deepen the breath and calm the body and the mind. So it's helpful for some people to do it like that, but you really don't want to force it too much, or put too much stress on yourself. Just want to be with the way it is. So I'm going to count to 5 and let's all take a deep breath together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold the breath for a moment and then gently let it go. And breathe out. And then we'll breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold it for a moment and then let it gently go. And again, just noticing how that feels. And if your mind gets distracted, letting that happen, you can watch it and then you can bring it back to where we are. And then one more time, deepening the breath, and for 5 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding it for a moment and then just letting it go. And then just breathing normally, deeply, filling your belly gently with air, and then letting it go. And you can turn your attention to different parts in your body, starting with your feet and toes and your ankles. And as you breathe in, just noticing the sensations there and feeling relaxed there. And then letting the relaxation and the attention gently scan up through your calves, and then your knees, and feel the attention moving towards your thighs, and your hips, and then your low back. Taking a nice breath here and giving your low back some attention, and just noticing how it feels. Is there maybe discomfort? That's sometimes where a lot of discomfort or tension is held. And then your belly. And then gentle attention to your fingers and your hands. When you breathe in, just feeling them being completely relaxed in your lap, on your thighs, wherever they're positioned. It's the only thing you need to focus on right now. And then for the next breath, can travel that attention up your arms, into your upper arms, your shoulders, your upper back, your chest, can you feel it rising and falling gently with each breath? And then moving into your head and feeling your eyes. Are they relaxed? Are they a little tense? With each breath, can you just notice and maybe relax them a little more? Just let them be. And the same with the muscles around the face and the eyes. Can they let go too? So I invite you to think about ways you can practice this non-judgmental, self-compassionate, sort of balanced feeling of newness and being in as many moments as possible throughout your day. It's not always possible, given the amount of distractions that we face and the tasks that we need to do and things that we are responsible for or deal with. But even in those things, can you be in that moment while you're at work or focusing on a task? Are you able to just focus on that task without thinking about what's coming next or before or thinking about other things, and just be in that moment doing what you're doing, not needing other distractions during that time? Or maybe it's a little bit easier to do it in a moment when you have some other sensations involved, like, you are drinking your morning cup of tea or coffee or orange juice, and really approaching it with a curiosity and an openness, and seeing, can you enjoy or be in that moment and taste what it tastes like, feel what it feels like? Are there different sort of hints of flavor or sensation or fragrance that comes about with that experience? And just be there when you're doing that. And in that way, we can grow towards this cultivation of presence and mindfulness, and really being there for as many moments as we can without distractions, without beating yourself up about things that haven't been done or need to be done. Just saying, okay, I am right where I am, and that is enough. And being open to that moment. And I'm just going to ask you to take in a nice, slow, deep breath, one final deep breath. And let it go. And then gently open your eyes and join us again in the group here together. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope it's helpful. It's a little bit individual. Sometimes people feel like they need much more of an active practice, and I think the yoga sessions are really good for that. I find that can be really helpful to being in the moment when I'm having a lot of distractions and things going on. Just sitting down and trying to focus on my breathing can be really challenging. But you see what works for you, and if you can cultivate that and develop that into something that is incorporated into your life, and maybe make things a little bit more easier, and bring an awareness to yourself, and a calmness to yourself in your everyday life.